Hey folks, good morning, welcome back. Doc D in the Dungeon, and let's talk about Marketplace. I love Marketplace, I hate Marketplace. Sometimes you have good days, sometimes you have bad. Yesterday we had a really great day. We started off in Gainesville, which is about an hour south of here, where Cindy found some books that she was looking for. She's super excited about that and looking at me funny right now. And then stopped by the bank to do some banking, and while I was in the bank I got a notification that a search item that I've been looking for on Marketplace had showed up, and it was this, a hardness tester. And so I've been looking for one of these for about a year. Pause it. Sorry about that. Somebody decided that she wanted to be on camera this morning. So anyhow, sitting in the bank, and I get the email notification, or the notification that this had popped up, and really cheap, very inexpensively, but it's 4 hours away from home. So, as soon as I finished my transaction at the bank, I texted I want to buy this, and the guy responded right back, and so anyhow, we drove home, and then it was about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then we drove 4 hours, a little over 4 hours to get this. And so while we were there, this is a really nice guy. He 45-year machinist, and just he had his own little home shop, machine shop, and he was downsizing. And so we're talking, and anything else you're interested in? As well, I could always use some larger micrometers, calipers, stuff for larger stuff. I've got everything 6 inch and below pretty well covered, but once we get higher than that, so yeah, what a day. So come on in here. Daly's excited too. So, we got our hardness tester. This is an AccuPro. Back way, long ago, when I was actually going to school to be a tool and die maker. I'm pretty sure our machine was the same. That comes complete with, the different anvils. You got your anvil for round stock, your standard anvil has a larger anvil, diamond penetrators actually in the machine, test plates, and I suspect a couple other penetrators. So very inexpensively, and so super happy to get that. What else did we get? Holy cow, what did we get? So I actually have a video out on my Bridgeport number 2. My Bridgeport number 2 boring head. Mine is in really sad shape, and so he had this one. Hardly looks to be used. So super excited about that. And then the other thing that I bought right off the whip stitch was a nice set of Starrett number 224 set G 6 to 12 inch outside micrometer, and wow, and he made me quite a deal. I'm very appreciative of the deal that he made me, because it was quite the deal. So got all this stuff loaded up, and we're talking, and I think this is on a video somewhere. He asked me if I needed any cutters or taps or anything, and I said, well, I was like, you can't have too many cutters, can't have too many taps, and what I was really looking for were large cutters for my horizontal mill, and he didn't have any of those. He had a bunch of other, but nothing that I didn't already have in a bunch of. And he had all these laying out here. These are all taps and drills. little jobber link drills, whole bunch of taps, and I told him, I needed a 12 millimeter tap. I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago. I don't even remember what for, but I had to buy it off of McMaster Car, and man, was it expensive. Like, I expected it to be a $12 or $14, and I spent, I don't know, I think $39, but that may be on the light side. It was a lot of money for the tap. So we made a deal, and so here we've got just a bunch of Imperial taps, small taps, as well as some countersinks. Looks like there's 4 or 5 different countersinks in there. Again, I have countersinks, but you can never have too many. I don't have one that large. I do now. This is all metrics, and so super excited about that. These are all SAE or Imperial, and that's a pretty good size one here. That's probably $100. Let's see what we got. See if I can get in here without taquito falling out. Yeah, 1 1/4 12 National Fine. That's at least $100 tap. A bunch of small diameter taps. Holy cow. Yeah. So, like I said, oh, and these are all just jobber length in various sizes. Looks like 1/2 inch on down to, looks like up to an 1/8 or down to an 1/8. So awesome day. Awesome day. Wound up doing 10 hours of driving, not quite as far as we did for the Virginia trip to pick up the screw press. More content coming on the screw press in the near future. Yeah. Love it or hate it, sometimes you have really good days with Marketplace. Yesterday was the best day we've had in a while. I think even Taquita's happy. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time.